I can't believe that you came into my life. You made me feel again. Now it's my turn. You say you've always been a little bit shy, but I can put an end to your fears. Let me show you a place where you gon' wanna move your feet until they start to bleed. DJ, take it away. Tonight is all for you and me. So baby, spin and let the music begin. I know you feel it within. So go ahead and just spin. Just spin for me. Won't you spin? Don't let the doubt in you win. I know you feel it within.
Mic test, mic test. All right, let's get this show on the road, shall we? How's it going, everyone? It is DC here, and welcome to another Cybersecurity for Beginners live Q&A session. Today, we're going to be taking your questions, all your questions that you want to ask, and that I'm going to answer for you. So get them into the chat if you have any questions. A few things to get over first. If you post the same question over and over again, you'll probably get timed out by one of the mods. Speaking of the mods, anyone who drops a tip and it drops into the tip jar thingy over here, that is going to go directly to the mods who are helping me moderate and keep this all going. So it's my way of showing a token of appreciation. So if you do feel inclined to tip, that is going to get you there. Now, I wanted to start this this stream with some stuff that I've been playing with in the last couple of weeks, or since the last live stream. So basically, since the last live stream, I've been using Windows 11, and I know a lot of you are like, cringe, Windows, why aren't you using Linux, blah 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 blah. I'm just going to skip over all of that stuff. The reason I wanted to try it out is because it's new, it's shiny, and I thought, why not? It could be fun. But also, there's some changes to WSL, and anyone who knows me knows that I'm a bit of a fanboy of WSL, even though it's like the Windows shitty system for Linux. But there is some cool things that are in there. So the first thing is the installation, and I have written this down, by the way, so I'm going to read off some of these notes here. The installation has been simplified significantly. So now all you have to do is do a WSL -- install, and that's it. WSL update, and that'll do it. You just do that straight in command prompt or PowerShell probably, and that will get you there. There's also a GUI app which you can use, so you can actually like run it as essentially a virtual machine, but it's still in the subsystem for Linux, sort of. So that's kind of cool, and that's a nice little change to have. I only really use it for basic scripting and stuff, so I don't need a GUI. I'm happy going full hacker spec and just using the the terminal. But yeah, that's kind of cool. You can also attach and mount drives to distros. Now that's a pretty cool feature, I think, because you get a whole bunch of extra usability or functionality maybe out of being able to do that. Whereas before, the subsystem was its own little thing and the directories were inside that, and you could link them across, but it was an absolute pain in the ass. So that's a kind of new cool new feature to get amongst. And on that note, the file system in Windows is also linked with the Linux distribution. So it's really like a virtual machine, but it's really a subsystem now. So they've made some really cool changes. And the last one on my list is that you can execute commands on the startup, which is pretty cool. So before you had to like script those things in, whereas now it's really easy. Just go into the wsl.config file and you throw them all in there. So if you wanted to run curl partyparrot.live or whatever it is, to bring up Party Parrot when you first launch WSL, you can do that now, which is kind of cool. You can also get it to run a whole bunch of other cool scripts, which is super useful. But yeah, that's a thing. Now, on to the good part here. The thing we're all here for, which is answering your questions. I can see there's some questions at the top. It seems to have sort of run off the screen slightly, but I can still see the question, so I'm going to get through that here. So, the first question is from TD Rudder. Sure. And the question is Python important? How long did it take you to learn it? What is a good way to learn it? And do you have to be a master at Python to be in cybersecurity? I'm not great at maths, but that looks like more than one question, but I will answer each of them. So, is Python important? Yes, it is important because it's functional in a lot of different things, not just cybersecurity. You can use it in enterprise networking, basic automation, or actually pretty intense automation, and a whole bunch of other stuff, which is pretty cool. How long did it take to learn? I started learning Python when I was in TAPE in 2006. Yeah, that was good. That was helpful for me. How long did it take? I don't know. It's like a never-ending journey, really. So when you go through and learn a language like that, it's something that you don't really ever stop learning. So yeah. Next question on that one was, what is a good way to learn it? There's plenty of different Udemy courses out there. There's one by a guy called Christy Vlad, who I would highly recommend. He does a Python for pen testing course on Udemy. I think it's like $10 most of the time, because Udemy's constantly running sales. And yeah, that's a really good course. It's I had a look at it. I did a little while ago. He's got a bunch of other Python courses. Christy is an absolute gun at Python, so definitely worthwhile having a look at. And the last part of this, do you have to be a master at Python to be in cybersecurity? The quick answer to that is no. I wouldn't consider myself a master of Python. I would say I'm good enough to get by. I don't know if I'm being modest or if I'm wrong, but I honestly don't think I'm that good at scripting languages or any programming languages at all, to be honest. So yeah, I think you can definitely get behind doing being able to read and understand what you're doing and just do the script kiddie thing. There's nothing wrong with being a script kiddie. Go and have a look at some other scripts that have already been made. Maybe change them up a little bit for your own needs. That's a great way to learn. And I have absolutely no problems with anyone who wants to learn like that. All right, next question from Mothered Animal. I like your name. Question is, favorite cyber threat intel tools and resources? Ooh, that's a spicy question for second question of the night. Threat intel tools. I mean, the Tenable suite is pretty cool, but if I was going to be doing, do you mean in like, I'm going to assume you mean for like threat analysis or rather attack surface monitoring. If it was me doing that, I would probably use Spiderfoot because I'm more familiar with it. And it's a really great tool that you can add in a lot of different APIs to gather better information. Saying that, you can also use Elastic to do exactly that, and it's a pretty cool system. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of choose your own tool type situation. Usually based off some sort of budget. Spiderfoot has an open source version, which is pretty cool. Elastic is also open source, sort of. Well, I mean, it's not really open source, but you can pay for, so you can set it up on like a Google Cloud. But keep in mind, the more bandwidth you use, the higher the price is going to be. So yeah, there's there's that basically. But yeah. How many people we got in here, by the way? Let's have a look at some of the stats. We got 32 people watching and 50 likes. So if anyone's in here who hasn't already liked this video, please do throw me a like. It does absolutely help me in the YouTube algorithm. And yeah, I'd love to see some more thumbs up. That'd be kind of cool, especially since YouTube disabled the damn dislike button. I mean, what's that about? Anyway. Next question from Zain Ansari. The question is, I want to start my career in cybersecurity. Where should I start? There's a lot of different ways you can start. The ways I would start if I was starting out again is by getting a feel in the industry of things that, basically trying to find my feet of things that I enjoy doing. So a good way to do that is by doing different CTFs, reading a lot about different techniques that are out there and that are being used in the wild, and just sort of grasping that information there. It's not like it's a pretty open-ended question, to be honest, of how to get started, because there's a lot of different ways to get started. I could say just get a whole bunch of certifications and you'll be good to go, but that's not really it. What most people are looking for is experience and the right sort of mindset. And it's tricky because getting that experience is kind of hard. But you can get your own experience by completing different home labs and things like that. And if you want to have a look at how to build your own home labs, I have got a series on building your own attack and defense home labs. I will get around to finishing that series one day, if it ever finishes. I mean, it's going to be a never-ending series, but there is a good base system there where you can build an attack machine, a vulnerable machine, and put a firewall in between and see what happens. And that's a great way to learn both attack and defense, red team, blue team, all that sort of stuff, which is pretty cool. I mean, that's how I would do it if I was doing it now. And way back when I was starting in IT, I remember I built myself a networking lab because I was really interested in networking at the time. And cybersecurity wasn't really a thing, didn't really exist. There was like antivirus and a firewall, and that was it. And it was pretty intense, to be honest. It was a pretty cool little lab I had going. I had the packet tracer lab at the time, but I also had a bunch of physical switches that I could play with on my home network, which was cool. You can do the same thing in cybersecurity, and I think that's a really great way to prove that you're passionate about the industry when you put it on your resume, as well as proving the skills that you have by building a system like that. On to the next question. Is by Dibanjan Saha, and the question is, what are some of the best books for ethical hacking? I actually have 2 or 3 videos on this already. The Hacker's Playbook, I think it's called. I can't even remember the names anymore. The Hacker's Playbook is a pretty cool book. I actually like the books that are more novel based, because I feel like it gets me in the mood a little bit more than reading dry content on, this is how you hack something. It's so process driven, right? And it is an industry built on process. Don't get me wrong, but having that sort of hype, I guess, around a story is kind of fun. So yeah, that's probably the book I'd be looking for if I was looking to become an ethical hacker. But I mean, just have a look at different books out there, have a look at the ratings, and choose for yourself. There's no right book or wrong book to get started with. There's no best book. But I have mentioned in other videos my top 5 books before, so have a look at those. Next question is from Max C, and the question is, how do I get a job in cybersecurity? Another very general question here tonight. I would say the way to get a job in cybersecurity is to prove that you have the right sort of skills as well as the right sort of qualifications. So there's 2 sides to this, and I have mentioned this before, and I've got at least 5 videos on how to get started. But basically what you need to do is prove that you have the right set of experience and the right qualifications for the job you're going for without being overqualified. So for example, if you did a CompTIA A+, Security Plus, a COS A+, a Network Plus, a CCNA, CCNP, an OSCP, and name 100 different certs, and you had all of them, and then you went for an entry-level job, you probably wouldn't get it based off that you have too much certifications. You just have too many certifications. So, I mean, that's a thing. But I mean, I would basically be looking at how to gain experience, which is a perfect segue into the sponsor of tonight's video, which is the Safer Internet Project. If you want to check it out, it's saferinternetproject.com. Head on over there. You can basically learn how to do security analyst roles as well as attend different knowledge college sessions where we go through different cybersecurity resources and tools and showcase them and sort of show you how to use them, as well as the shadow pen test sessions where we do an actual pen test on a real business client, and you guys get to watch along and ask questions and have a go and sort of contribute to that report in a way. So that's a pretty cool service, I think. There's also a bunch of learning materials on there which are really worthwhile looking at, I believe. And on that note, I'm actually creating and this is a bit of a segue, and I'll talk about this later, but I am creating a Safer Internet Project Christmas challenge for this year. So I'm in the process of that. It's focused heavily on blue team, which I think is kind of fun because that's not really covered an awful lot. It's always about hacking and pen tests and all the rest of it. So this is about hardening an environment and maybe creating some honeypots and cool stuff like that. So yeah, that's a kind of cool session. It's going to be a completely free module as well. And I'm trying to work out how to do it at the moment, but basically I want it so that the person who finishes it first gets a free 6-month subscription to the Safer Internet Project. So kind of cool, I think. And yeah, I'll talk about that more later at the end of this video though. Next question is from Abhishek Sharma. Welcome back, dude. Good to see you. Question is, can EJPT with WPT land me to a job? If you're going for a job as what experience do you have? If you have no experience, then maybe not. Because the problem with experience is that people are looking for, in entry-level positions, people who have prior IT experience or relevant experience. Now, a lot of the time, those people are from network security roles or sysadmin roles or some sort of like cloud security role. And while those roles are their own special roles, getting into them is a totally different thing. So if you can prove you have experience, and you can do that in various different ways, that will help you land a job more than having those 2 certifications. And this has been mentioned on this channel before, and many other channels that I've watched before, that chasing certifications is great, but that's not really the way to go about it. Chasing knowledge is the absolute key, and if you can gain knowledge and experience at the same time, then that's where the gold is, to be completely honest with you. So yeah, I need to take some water before I run out of breath because I've been powering through these. Oh, that's good squishy. Next question is from Nafis Ashad. And the question is, I'm 17 years old student. I want to learn hacking and I don't have a computer. Besides, I have my own phone. Where should I start? Right now I'm learning Python data structure after Python beginner course. That's a great way to start. You could also probably have a look at doing some CTFs on tryhackme.com or Hack the Box. You're going to run into a few problems only using a phone, but that is a possibility for you. Also, I'd probably check out the series on Over the Wire Bandit. If someone can post that in the chat so that that guy can have a look at that link. But basically, the Over the Wire Bandit series is great, and it's a great way to start. So yeah, have a look at that. Excuse me. Next question is from Treated YT. Question is, I am 18 years old. I want to do OSCP. Is it best for me for pen tester? And any tips for become best ethical hacker? I am good at Hack the Box, but sometimes I was not able to solve machine without walkthrough. Any tips? Not being able to solve different CTFs on Hack the Box or even try Hack Me without going through a walkthrough is perfectly normal. It happens all the time to everyone, so don't feel bad. Don't get that imposter syndrome thinking you're not good enough, because I'm sure you are. Gaining the OSCP is definitely going to help you out with getting a job as a pen tester. But as I said before, having experience is going to help you more. So maybe consider gaining some experience. If you want to gain experience and be able to show it on your resume, that is exactly why I created the Safer Internet Project. So definitely go over there and have a look at what that's all about, and decide for yourself. Next question is from Yobo, and the question is, I have an internal interview for a junior cybersecurity engineer next week. Congratulations, I like to hear this. How can I best prepare for the interview, and what common questions are likely to be asked? They're probably going to ask you a lot about, they're going to start with some basic stuff, so things like port numbers and how does DNS work? Explain DNS to as if you were talking to a 5-year-old. They're probably going to ask you some questions coming from internal as well. You'd know a little bit about the systems already in place, and that's something I would be looking into if you have a chance before tomorrow, is to look at what current systems they have in place. Like, do they have a SIEM? What is the SIEM? What do you know about different logging techniques? Things like that. That's going to be almost definitely brought up in the conversation, and I assume they'll think that you already have that information. So, have a look at that if you can. Do some OSINT on the company you work for to see what systems they have in place to protect their environment. All right, next question is from Leo Jung, and the question is it too late to change to cybersecurity over 35 years old? Absolutely not. And for the old fella like me, what should I start first? TAFE? ? Thanks. TAFE is a good option. I'm going to take a wild guess that you're Australian because you said TAFE and fella. They're both good options, but if you want, jump into my Discord server and send me a DM because I have some great ideas for you. So I'll take that one offline because there's a bit more I can do for you there. Being also Australian, I can definitely help you out with that. But basically, I need to know some prior information, like what job you're coming from. Is it IT related at all? Where your level of IT skill is at? Basically, what's the pathway to success for you? So I need to know a little bit more for that one to help you out. Sorry, man. Next question is from Phenom1992. The question is, for cybersecurity beginners, I understand that networking is important. Absolutely. What do you recommend to have or do to get a better hands-on experience about networking? This is the only time I would absolutely recommend certification because it comes with a huge amount of lab work and resources on the internet, and that is the CCNA. Not only is it great for employability, employers really, really like the CCNA. They love seeing Cisco on a resume. But the course work and the labs that you get to do and, learning how to use Packet Tracer and all of that good stuff is really useful. The reason I would say to get the CCNA over something like the Network Plus is because A, it's more industry recognized as a networking certification, and B, the content is better, and C, the basically every networking system, switch, router, etc. is based off a Cisco system. So, and they're not all like that, but the majority are like that. So it's definitely worth understanding how a Cisco system works and getting certified in that. All right, next question is from Rymac _Rymac_. And the question is, hi DC, congratulations on your marriage. Thank you. I'm not married yet. I'm getting married in 2 weeks. To this day. So in 2 weeks to this day, there won't be a live stream on that day because I will be at my wedding. But thank you. How much time does it take to become a professional in cybersecurity without the certs? If certs are important, what would you recommend? It depends what area of cybersecurity you want to get into. But if you're looking to get into the blue team side, a certification worth getting is the CompTIA CYSA Plus. Mainly because it's targeted exactly for those blue team defensive roles. How much time does it take to become a professional? It depends. A lot of places are looking for, if you have like 6 months experience, that's definitely going to look good. If you have 1 year experience, that would look even better. But yeah, moving upwards from an IT role into cybersecurity is much easier than breaking directly into cybersecurity. That is absolutely for sure. Next question from Pranay Thamenini. I'm sorry, I probably butchered your name. The question is, please give some tips to prepare for an entry-level cyber analyst interview. I've actually done a video on this. I literally did a video, like not even that long ago, on exactly this. I'll see if I can find it somewhere. No, I can't find it. That's all right. Yeah, there is a way to do this. Where is it? I'm trying to find it. I can't find the video, but basically there is a video that I've done on exactly the questions you will probably get asked in an interview for a cybersecurity analyst position. I did it at the start of one of these live streams, but yeah. Next question is from Phenom1992 again. Second question. What would be a starting point to get into cybersecurity? Like, I have a desktop support experience with a bit of networking firewall experience. Should I need to read this question again because it's a little bit out of control. What would be a starting point to get into cybersecurity? Like, I have a desktop support experience with a bit of networking firewall experience. Should I do cybersec analyst or jump into pen testing? Absolutely go for cybersec analyst. It's much easier to get a job, and it's usually a good stepping stone to get into pen testing later if you want. Also, as an analyst, you actually come across a whole bunch of different like pen testing techniques, which is awesome. So yeah, I would be doing that. Cheers Yobo for the €3. That's awesome. Straight to the mods. That I'm sure they appreciate that. Thank you. Next question is from Chitra Nitya, and the question is, hello there, big fan from India. Thanks, bye. What would be the best $0 investment someone who is 18 years old can do? Because most money is spent on college. Understood. The best investment is probably, as far as like certifications or learning experiences, the best investment is honestly a lot of the YouTube content out there. I'm not talking about my channel. I'm talking about pretty much everyone else's channel. There's a guy called Conda who does some really great videos. He's worth watching. That Christy Vlad dude who I was talking about before, who's an absolute mad hatter at Python. He has a YouTube channel and he has some really great content. But yeah, I guess zero investment, and if you had a lot of time, I would probably also have a look at bug bounties. You can learn a lot from bug bounties, and you'll probably be forced to search a lot of information online to be able to do that. But yeah, there's plenty of content out there for free. I think a good place to get started would be bug bounties for you, man. Next question is from Philip Harper. And the question is, hi mate, with Offensive Security's recent recosting, has it been overtaken for value by others such as the ECPPT and TCM's PMPT? I haven't done the PMPT, so I'm not too sure. The reviews seem good, but as far as the way I gauge these certifications on their value is how often they get asked for in job adverts. So I go onto job searching websites very often and have a look at different jobs and what the requirements are, so that I can answer these questions. And when I do coaching sessions, I know what I'm talking about. I know what to recommend. So the OSCP is still the #1 certification that's recommended, regardless of its cost. If that's going to change in the next 6 to 12 months, I'm not too sure, but the ECPPT, is that what it's called? I can't remember. That one is ECPP. Yeah, it is ECPPT. That one is a great cert to have a look at as well. If I was going to get into pen testing, though, I probably wouldn't do the ECPPT. I'd probably go for the EJPT first and try my luck with that, and then think about maybe the OSCP later on. But yeah. Next question is from Amit Sharma. Hello. Hey DC, which computer language do I start for cybersecurity and for ethical hacking? The number one language has been mentioned a few times in this live stream so far, and it is Python. Python it's a versatile language that you can do a lot with. As I mentioned before, you can do it in enterprise networking on the higher end Nexus switches. You can do a lot of stuff on there, which is kind of cool. You can also do a lot of great stuff with automation with Python. You can write full-blown programs with Python. I mean, you can do a lot with Python. It's very worthwhile having a look at and getting into. As far as cybersecurity goes, it's great for scripting. I use it all the time for various different scripts. I can't talk tonight. And yeah, it's a great cert to have a look at. Before I answer the next question, hello to all the 57 people who are watching this. Welcome to the live stream. It's a little bit different to the last live stream I did, which was on my Bucks party. For anyone who watched that, I'm very sorry. It was out of control. But anyone who's watched it and come back here, thank you. I appreciate it. If you're new to this channel, please do subscribe. And if you're enjoying this video and you've had your question answered and you're loving it, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it, and it helps out the YouTube algorithm gods. So yeah, thank you very much for all the likes. I appreciate it more than you will ever know. All right, next question is from Maya Palenka. I can see the chat here. It's just going nuts. There's a lot of questions coming in. His question is, Sir, I want to learn about cyber/digital forensics, how to start learning. Can you make a roadmap for it? That's not a bad idea. Maybe I will make a roadmap for digital forensics. It's a very interesting field because it's not something that's actually super sought after, which I think is crazy because you basically get to be like an internet sleuth. Yeah, I mean, cyber forensics or digital forensics or whatever you want to call it is a great area of cybersecurity to get into because I think it's super fun. There's a lot of really fun stuff to do in there. So yeah, I will. I'm going to write that down here now so that I can remember to do that. So make a video on the roadmap to digital forensics. Thank you very much for that suggestion. I appreciate it, and I'm absolutely going to make that video very soon. Next question is from Orange. Cool name. Question is, I'm currently in an IT engineer role of around 3 years experience. What's the best way other than certs to demonstrate knowledge to move into cybersecurity? I'm glad you asked. The best way to do that is by doing labs. So build up a home lab. I've got a series on building your own home lab. Basically what I would do if I was you is to build an attack defense lab, which is the exact lab that I showcased, because it shows that you have knowledge of building various virtual machines, an understanding of Linux, because you're going to build an attack machine with Linux, I hope. You're going to build a defense system, which is going to be like a firewall, maybe like any of the free firewall systems out there. If you want to go extra special, put in a logging system and build a little like mini seam off that. That would be cool as hell. You can do that with Elastic, and you can also put a honeypot in there, which would be amazing. So I would actually build a home lab, and when you go to the interview, print out the like the network diagram, and I'll bring it up here on my screen really quick. Hopefully this works. Let's have a look. All right, there's a lot of chat on the screen, but basically, if you can print out something like that, but obviously not terrible, that would be a really good way to show what you've learnt and why it's relevant to the the job you're applying for. So if you have this like vulnerable client over here, then you have a firewall and logging system, something like pfSense. All the logs go out to a log server. This is all hosted on a virtual host, which is probably going to be your computer. Then over here you have your attack which is going to be on a separate network outside of all of this network, where you have a Kali Linux machine or Parrot or Arch or whatever the hell you want to use. And yeah, that's basically how I would do it, and that's exactly what I'm doing in my Cybersec Lab series. So yeah, there's a lot of questions coming in. You guys are absolutely going guns blazing tonight. It's good to see. I'm gonna do a power rant. We're gonna do a power 5 questions in one hit. No interruptions. All right, ready, set. Next question is from Name of the Piece Wusu. Cool name. Question: I'm 45 years old and working in the healthcare industry as a central sterile technician. Cool. I would like to change careers to cybersecurity. Is it too late? If not, where do I start? The best place to start for you, I think, to join in other people who are in roughly the same age group as you, is the saferinternetproject.com. The reason for that is because we target what experience you currently have, and then we bring you from zero to hero with a learning experience to learn how to become a cybersecurity analyst and or pen tester. It's a great way to get started, and it comes with a lot of other mentorship as well. So it's not just a learning platform, it's a full mentorship learning platform where we take you and we take your resume as well, and we start handing that out to different recruiters and hiring managers that I know locally in Australia, and they're all over Australia, as well as in the US, the UK. One guy I was talking to the other week was in Russia, and I ended up helping him getting a job, which was great. So I think my reach to cybersecurity recruiters is pretty good. But yeah, that's a great place for you to start. Next question is from Ruben Cooper. Question is, hi, do you recommend QT or UQ for getting into cybersecurity, or does it even matter? I just graduated year 12. Congratulations on your graduation. I went to QUT and I thought it was kind of fun. I know their systems there pretty well. I've done a couple of talks at QUT before. Not to say though, UQ is a pretty epic system that they have going on there. Their online learning, I think, could be better, but that's just from word of mouth. I've never done it, so I don't know for sure, so don't take my word on that. Price range, I think QUT is slightly cheaper, or at least they used to be anyway. But does it really matter? Not really. Those two universities, the content, I would say, is more or less the same. The thing you want to look into is what sort of experience you can get out of it. So if they have any sort of like prac pieces, what those prac pieces are, that's where the bread and butter is. That's what you really want to look into. All right, next question. Question number 3 is from Faris Maganthus, and the question is, I'm from telecommunication major. Cool. Can I still become cybersecurity engineer, or is it related? It's absolutely related. It's close enough. You just need to focus on probably a couple of certs to push you over into the cybersecurity realm. The ones that I would be looking at here are the probably the Security Plus from CompTIA, and then if you want to branch out into either pen testing or security analyst work, pen testing, have a look at the OSCP. That's going to put you into the right sort of skill bracket and qualifications wise anyway for a pen tester. And if you want to do a security analyst type role, go for the CompTIA CYSA Plus. The only thing you're going to need to work on then is experience, which, as I've mentioned at least 5 times now, build up the your home lab system and showcase the hell out of it on your resume. Put it right next to the bit where you have your work experience, your previous work experience, whatever that is. It's as long as you can sort of, really showcase that experience. That's really where it is. And a lot of the time with resumes, and I'm going to go off on a slight tangent here. A lot of the time with resumes, if you use the knowledge that you already have, that you've learnt, to build a system and then showcase that to make sure it's relevant to what you're applying for, that's where the key is. That's the ultimate key on a resume. I'm giving away all my secrets tonight. All right, question number 4 is from _Rymac_ again. Another question. Will it be better to get directly into cybersecurity as an intern without any certs, or is it better to get a CCNA and after experience in the IT sector and then go for cybersecurity? Will it be better to get directly into cybersecurity as an intern without any certs? if you have the opportunity to get into a role as an intern, then absolutely, that's a great way to get started with, because not only do those internships usually have some sort of learning modules or certifications thrown in, you can, like, you do get experience out of that, which is ultimately key. So yeah, I think the internship is a pretty good idea, but I mean the certs, you'll probably gain some certs while you're in an internship. So just have a look at what they have to offer as far as certifications go. And yeah. All right. 5th question on this power round is from Rojim. And the question is, hey GC, do I need work experience for CISSP exam? Yeah, I think you do. Let me have the CISSP. I'll just quickly Google this, and there's a requirements section. I just need to find what it is because I can't remember exactly. But it's something like you need to have a minimum of something years. Candidates must have a minimum of 5 years cumulative paid work experience in 2 or more of the 8 domains. I'm going to paste this link for you in the chat, but those are the requirements of CISSP. All right, I'm going to take a quick break and have some water here. Keep the questions coming in, because I don't know how many are left. Someone in the one of the mods, let me know in the chat how many of these questions are coming in here. I need to have a break. 1 second. Oh man, that was heavy. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready, guys. I'm ready. Next question is from Mario R, and his question is, how long has the class, the Safer Internet Project, been going? Is it a batch system for the program? I'm not sure what you mean by batch system, but basically the way it works is there's learning modules on that system. I'll bring up the website and show you what the project list looks like. I'll just get to my screen. Okay, so these are the learning modules that are currently on here. I'm currently going through with Gareth, writing an extra 19 modules, and yeah, there's a lot in here. There's also a lot of stuff in the bookings calendar, which you can check out right now. Like literally right now, they're doing a Safer Internet Knowledge College session where they're going through OSINT investigations. So that's I think that's kind of cool. The learning modules are all self-paced. So you basically, once you sign up as a member, you need to send through some identification so that we can bring you in and keep our insurance company happy. And once that's complete, we bring you into our Slack server, and you can have a chat with all the other members. You can see everything that's going on, all the chatter that's happening in there. And yeah, all those learning modules are self-paced, so you do them at your own leisure. But we do require a set of those learning modules to be completed, so that we can bring you in to look at the pen test stuff. So we do need to cross that bridge there to get that done. So I hope that answers your question. Thanks Jenkins Locks for the $5. That's awesome. I'm gonna go and answer your question straight up. I don't know if it's a question, but it says, wish I had resources like this when I started, but I also predate Google. So my 2 cents, there's not one single path, and I hope you all find yours. Exactly. That is exactly right. And that is literally the reason why I started this YouTube channel, is because I remember when I was just starting out, there wasn't an awful lot of information out there. And to be honest, the people who were hiring me didn't really know what what they were expecting me to do either. So they're just like, oh, we'll give you this job and you can just look after the firewall and the logs and I think there's this thing called hardening. You can do that and just have a try. So it kind of started like that, and it was a bit blasé, but it was, yeah, I mean, we got there in the end, and things all sort of changed. So yeah. All right, next question is from Coding Knowledge. The question is, hello, my question is, what is the difference about cybersecurity and information security? The term is often used for the exact same thing, but information security, if you want to be super specific, is where you are managing information systems, whereas cybersecurity is specifically more like breaking into systems or managing a cybersecurity system like a firewall or a SIEM or something along those lines. So that's sort of the difference, but usually it's like a crossover of more or less the same stuff. Next question is from Newbie Guitar. Gender newbie, what's up? Question, I am 31 years old, integration dev 6 year. After job hours learning for CCNA, nice one. That grind is real. Oh, and OSCP. When is the best time to move to cybersecurity job, or is it better to start with bug bounty after job hours first to get some experience? The problem with bug bounties is that using it as experience on your resume doesn't really look that great, because it's not something you can sort of prove, if you know what I mean. Like, there's no set tasks, and it's not really like well, it can be a job, but it's also not really. So it's a tricky one. Like, it's hard to say, oh, I was a bug bounty analyst or something, like I was a bug hunter. Is that going to help me? So yeah, it's kind of hard, but yeah. Next question is from Phenom 1992 again. I like the bracket again. Question, in Australia, would cybersec be booming in Adelaide and Brisbane? Adelaide, not so much. Brisbane, absolutely. Last week I went out twice after work with 2 different recruiters to have some beers. They shouted me beers because they were begging for talent. So if that's any indication, that's not normal. I usually have like one meetup every month with a different recruiter and just sort of hang out and keep in touch and whatever. But these guys were calling me up and they're like, I'm going to take you out to beers. I need people now. I need them immediately. So yeah, I know Brisbane for sure, which is where I am, is absolutely going nuts. Adelaide, not so much from what I've seen. Perth is a massive boom at the moment. And I mean, Sydney and Melbourne are always kind of good. So yeah, but as far as like new opportunities, Brisbane and Perth are going gangbusters at the moment. The next question is from Blizzard Down. The question is, what is the best privilege escalation scenario when using beacon technology? Super specific question. What's the best privilege escalation scenario? I mean, I don't know if I want to get into this one, to be completely honest. Let's roll over to the next question, because it's not a short answer. You can throw so many different, I guess, tools and techniques into that it's kind of like, you know, choose your own story adventure type thing. So I'm gonna skip over that one. Sorry, man. It's kind of like it's just too in depth. I don't think it'll go well in a live stream. And I might say something wrong, to be completely honest. I don't know everything, so yeah. Name is Trudar, and the question from them is, when did your spark in cybersecurity ignite? How many years ago? And how many projects did you complete before you felt you had the ability to tackle any cyber gig out in the market? I'll answer the last part of that question first. When did I feel I had the ability? I'm a pretty headstrong person, I think is a nice way to describe myself. And I tend to take on opportunities that sometimes I don't even know if I can complete, but I sort of make it work and have a go and do my best. And that's basically how I sort of started out when I was doing, when I started cybersecurity. They asked me if I wanted to fill this position, and that was roughly 6 years ago now. as a cybersecurity analyst. And before that role, I was actually a network security engineer. So I was managing their firewalls already. But then they had a compliance item come up where they had to essentially employ someone to do all of their cybersecurity. So that was full governance and risk, attack surface monitoring, all these things that honestly, I didn't even know what any of it was at the start. So I started with what I knew, which was the firewall. I was already pretty handy on the firewall. So I built a SIEM. I got it approved by the finance people and the IT manager. We put in a full SIEM off the back of a bunch of checkpoint firewalls, which was cool. And there was a Palo Alto on the perimeter, which was good as well. So we fed all of that into the SIEM. And we basically just started going like that. And that's how I started learning. And that's basically how I've constantly learnt over the last 6 years plus. I mean, I've been in IT for around 17 years now. I've always just sort of thrown myself in the deep end. And someone once commented on my style as someone who thrives in chaos. So if that's probably a better way to describe myself. But I mean, it's absolutely true. When I throw myself into the deep end with these things, it turns into one of those situations where I just have to know the answer. And I'll just put the blinders on and absolutely find out how to do that and become as good at doing that as possible. So yeah, I think that's my learning style, as well as the 5 years and when my spark sort of came out from that. Next question is from Harley, and there's 4 questions left apparently. The question is, looking to make a career change. I'm 30 years old, solid knowledge of computers / internet, etc. How long should it take to go from newbie in cyber to employment? I'd like to know, Harley, whereabouts you're from, because it's a different answer for a different region. So an example of that is if you were in India, where the requirements are quite high. You're from Melbourne. I see it in the chat here. Excellent. That's good. Because I was gonna go through each country, but I will go through a couple here. The country. What the hell is that question? If you spend more on coffee than IT security, then you'll be hacked. This is why I shouldn't read the comments. I need to focus, damn it. How long is it going to take you in Melbourne to get from newbie to employment? I would say, with your prior knowledge, roughly 1 to 2 years. Roughly. But it depends on a lot of things, like what you apply yourself to and what you learn, if you take up any certifications or some formal education, things like that. So there's a lot of variables in there for me to give you an accurate answer, but I would say 1 to 2 years, roughly. Next question is from Goliard, and the question is, hey mate, I work in data as a trade, Cert 3 TCOMs, nice. Moving into the security side. Congratulations on the change. Hoping to get away from the physical into the other side of the network. Nice. Any advice on the roadmap to get there? Absolutely. Use your prior experience in networking and cabling and stuff like that, which is quite useful to know, and it's very handy. I would start focusing first on network engineering. So you've already got that network background and you've got some experience there. I'd probably have a look at things like the CCNA. Sorry, I just had a mind blank then. Have a look at doing the CCNA first. That would be my go-to start item. Sort of work your way into network security. So start off with network engineering, network security, and then have a look at cybersecurity. I think it's not, to be very blunt on this answer, I don't think it's super easy to go from telecommunications into cyber directly. I think there's a couple of stepping stones there, and I think in your case, networking is going to be your way in there, because you've already understood networks, you already know that stuff. So yeah, have a look at the CCNA and getting towards that, and then really amping up on your experience in telecommunications to really bolster down your profile there. This Blizzard Down dude in the chat is going nuts. I'm slowly reading some of it, but it's just, I don't even know what she's talking about, dude. Also on that answer, Goliard, I just wanted to also say that if you want to have a look at some of the resumes that I've done, send me a DM on Discord, and yeah, I'll see if I can help you out there at all. Next question is from Noliek, and the question is, what was the hardest CTF you ever caught? There's actually a very funny okay, so the hardest CTF I ever made is the one I'll start with, and it's on my YouTube channel. It's from ages ago, and no one ever solved it, not a single person. And that was obviously very hard, and it was super obscure. The hardest CTF I ever, the one I struggled with the most, I reckon, there's one of the over the wire ones, and I think it's called Banshee. Let me go find it, because it was crazy. I remember I was just like, what am I even doing? No, it's not Banshee. Where is it? I'll find it in a sec. Give me a sec. Okay, I think it was either Drifter or Semtex, and I can't remember now, but I remember it being like really intense, and I was just like, what am I doing? Like, am I doing this wrong? So yeah. But yeah, that's probably where I'd be looking for that one. For anyone who wants, like, just to, actually no, never mind. I'm not gonna say that. Leo Jenkins is added me. Good. Next question is from Kanan Vasquez, and the question is, what is it like working in a cybersecurity job? It's pretty rewarding. I think it's good. It's the work-life balance can sometimes be hard, especially if you're in any sort of like project team or a knock team. But yeah, if you want to sort of like get a feel for what working in cybersecurity is like, just imagine you're in a team of people just like you, who probably talk a lot of rubbish and a lot of banter is what I mean, not rubbish, but just like general work banter. And you're going through different problems. There's alerts that come up, and those moments can be very stressful. And if you're working on a pen testing team as well, there is obviously stressful times in that. It's honestly, it's just like working in any other IT job. There's moments where things get really hard, and there's moments where everything's cruisy and fun and super exciting. So it's just like any other job, man. It's they're all very, very similar. So yeah, I don't really have like it's not like you're just like some hacker sitting in a cage somewhere doing some crazy hacking stuff. It's not like that at all. Despite what that dude before what was his name? Blizzard Down. It's not like whatever he's talking about. It's good old-fashioned fun. You're working in a team, and you're getting to know different vulnerabilities and having a go at each other. Next question is from Deepak Punikar, and the question is, from where to learn networking required for ethical hacking? There's 2 certifications you can do if you want to do a certification for that. Those are the CCNA and the Network Plus from CompTIA. On the Safer Internet project, I also have a networking fundamentals piece, which is pretty in depth. It goes through different tools like DIG. There's a massive focus on DNS and the OSI layer, and yeah, it's a pretty good module, I think. So yeah, if you want to check that out, jump on over to the saferinternetproject.com. I'm going to drop some messages in the chat to remind you all that any tips from this live stream go directly to the mods. I give all of the money from the tips to the mods for helping out because they do an excellent job of keeping everyone in line and keeping these questions popping up on the top. They do all of that. I'm hands off. All I do is I read them on my screen here, and I can see over on this screen here that, you know, there's me. I can see the thing. So yeah, I get what do I get? James Ibrahim says, what do you get? I get the enjoyment of helping you guys. I mean, that's what it's all about. I'm only here to help you guys. I'm not looking for money or anything like that. I've got various other ways to make money. This is all about helping you guys get started. So that's it. That's my enjoyment. That's all I'm doing this for. It's a hobby. I'm gonna have some more water as well before I get started. All right. Next question. Oh, also, actually, before I start again, for anyone who hasn't already smashed that like button, smash it. I want to see smashing of. I want to see that button explode. I want to see the thumb pop. That's what I'm looking for here. Smash the like button. I appreciate it. The YouTube will love me, and maybe I'll make an extra 20 cents in ad revenue. Who knows? All right, next question is from Awaken. The question is, can you make a video about the CYSA Plus and its future? I'm really interested in it. Yeah, I can. I'll just copy your question and I'll paste it into my list of, videos I need to make. Thank you for that recommendation. I like it. Next question is from Guru Hariharan. And the question is, hey, I'm going to pursue Masters of Information Technology and Systems in Cybersecurity at the University of Canberra. Nice. That's a good uni. I'd like to know, how's job opportunities at Canberra for cybersecurity and pay for freshers? The opportunities, if you have permanent residency and especially citizenship, are huge. They're massive. So Canberra has a massive cybersecurity presence, of course, with all of the defense contractors and, you know, different defense roles around there. All of the major cybersecurity agencies or intelligence agencies are based in Canberra, and that is it's huge to get into. They also have a lot of fresher programs available for people to get started with, and they also do a lot of stuff with oh my god, Studio Sec is in the chat. I'm so easily distracted. I need to focus on the damn question. The job opportunity, yeah. So if you have permanent residency or citizenship, your opportunities are through the roof. It's good stuff. But if you are not, you still have good chances because there are plenty of managed service providers and contractors for those government agencies that don't require those sort of like residency statuses. They'll just ask for, you know, working visas. Also, with that university, you actually get a thing. What's it called? You get a prac thing with different companies around, and there's heaps of them to choose from. So yeah, Canberra's an awesome place to get started with. I can't believe Studio Sec is in here. That's awesome. I'm such a massive fan, dude. Yeah, next question. Mods, put the next question up. What are we doing? Start cracking the whip. Come on, guys. All right, well, while I'm waiting for the next question. All right, next question is from Matthew Davis. Question is learning to code important for cybersecurity? We've kind of sort of already answered this a few times, but coding, it's important in a way, but it's not like the be all and end all. You don't need to be an absolute, like, really great programmer to get into cybersecurity. I would say you need to be better at understanding process, absolutely understanding scope. That is a big piece, and a lot of people get caught out. And yeah, I mean, there's lots of other things that you should know rather than being a really good programmer. So I hope that answers your question. But yeah, anyway. Next question is from Islam Ibrahim, and the question is, hi, could you recommend any template for building a resume as I go? Yeah, I actually have a resume making service. If you want, this is how I make my extra money. I recommend other things that I do. If you want me to make you a resume, head on over to cybersecguidance.com and click on the other services and then resume. It's $35 US, something like that. It's not a lot of money compared to what professional resume companies charge, but it has proven results. I know of at least 4 people that I can see in the chat here who have gotten a job off those resumes. So, I mean, it absolutely works. So yeah, back to newbie guitar. I'm curious, newbie guitar. Do you know what newbie means in Chinese? I assume so because it's in your name. Anyway. Question, what is your opinion on GIAC certs in terms of knowledge, like the GSEC, the GCIH, GSE? The GIAC certs are really good, but they're also a bit expensive. And they're targeted more at employers paying for them for their employees. So a lot of the time, people who have those certifications have done them through their work, and their work has paid for it as part of a like learning incentive to stick around. And I mean, they are expensive certifications, but they are really good and they do look great on a resume and they definitely help out. But yeah, that's basically my answer for you. We're gonna go for another 20 minutes ish, and then I'm gonna start wrapping this up by talking about the Safer Internet Project again. So, any questions, get them in the chat now, or jump into my Discord server and ask on the Discord server. There's me and roughly 5,000 other people happy to answer your questions 24/7. So, jump on in, have some fun. We all just talk in there all the time, so it's good. Next question is from Yenwei Biao, and the question is, I just graduated from university in cybersecurity. Should I join a cybersecurity company or do some online course to expand my skills? Southeast Asia country teaches mostly theory, so I lack some technical skills. If you're, I was going to talk about the Safer Internet Project later, but I might as well do it now. If you want to get some hands-on experience in different cybersecurity areas and realms, like pen testing or doing like a compliance check on Microsoft 365, or learning different OSINT investigation tactics, if you're interested in that forensic side, yeah, head on over to the saferinternetproject.com. And create an account, and yeah, I'll see you there and we can chat. There's a pen test session every Wednesday that we go through, and you can learn exactly what we're doing to pen test various different businesses. Each session is usually different, so we usually do like 2. So one Wednesday will be the first session, which is a lot of recon. The second session is where we go through and check those vulnerabilities and then match them up and write a report. Yeah, you guys all get to write your own reports as well, and we review them and we show you the end result report, and yeah, it's kind of cool. Ange is in the chat. What's up, Ange? Everyone say hi to Ange. Next question is from Studio Sec. The question is, hey DC Cybersec, what keeps you motivated to keep working and making content? That's quite a workload and you're crushing it. Thanks, man. What keeps me motivated is I would say, firstly, my love for this industry. This industry really pulled me out of some dark times, money-wise, and it certainly helped me out. So, yeah, that is what sort of motivates me to keep making content. I mean, I have a lot of breaks in between making content. I was going to do a live stream last weekend, but I didn't. And then I was going to do one the weekend before, and I didn't. Every now and then I have like a creative spike, and I think of some really cool stuff. And I'm going to actually mention one of those after this, which is that's sort of what keeps me going. I just get these like spark ideas, and I'm like, that'd be cool. So then I do that. What I wanted to talk about is this thing that I was saying before, this new video idea. So basically what I'm going to do is create some videos where it's, if insert CTF name here was a Hollywood trailer. Now, I don't know if anyone's ever done that before, but I thought it was a cool idea. So imagine like a highly produced introduction to CTFs. I think that's kind of fun. I mean, it's not very technical, or it could be. But it's kind of like, it gets you in the zone, and I think that'll get me in the zone in return. So yeah, that's that's kind of what I'm looking for. Someone says the music's too loud. Thanks for telling me. I'll turn it down. There we go. That should be better, I hope. So this question is from Mujib Saifi, and the question is DSA required in hacking? Short answer, which DSA are we talking about? I'd like to know, because DSA there's a few different versions of DSA. But yeah, do you mean like the security, what is it? Something algorithm? Signature algorithm? Digital signature algorithm? Is that required? Yes, but I mean, not a lot, because a lot of that stuff is already automated. So not really, but yeah. Oh my God, there's no more questions. We've hit the end. Unbelievable. That's crazy. All right, well, anyone who's still in here, thanks for watching. I'm not going to end this yet because I'm kind of on a roll. I'm feeling the vibe at the moment. So, James says he's got a question. What's your question? Drop it in. I'd like to hear it. While we're waiting for James's question, I'm going to talk to you about the Safer Internet project, because there's some cool stuff going on there that I think is cool anyway, that I'd like to talk about. So let me share my screen real quick. All right, this is the Safer Internet project, and basically what it is. So cybersecurity work experience and development. So what we're doing is basically going through where you complete different learning modules, and they're built similar to a CTF. So they're fairly gamified, but not to a point where it's like an actual CTF. And they're on relevant actual cybersecurity modules that you would use in real life as a cybersecurity person. And these months are all sort of, they're there as a placeholder, but some people get all of this stuff done really fast. So in month 3, shadow industry professionals during live sessions while they perform penetration tests with access to ask any questions that come to mind to help you better understand what is being done and why it's done in that way. So imagine you're watching me like this, like I am right now, but I'm actually pen testing. I'm doing a pen test right now. And you get to ask me whatever you want while I'm doing it. I mean, that's kind of cool, right? That's what it's all about. That's where the fun is. That's where you get to learn from the experience that is actually taking place. And those systems are real systems. They're real things. So I think it's kind of cool. I think it's definitely worthwhile having a look at. After that, you get to learn to match vulnerabilities to relevant CVEs. So that's all part of the second session stuff that I was talking about earlier, where you get to write actual reports and learn how to write professional reports. There's a full template there for everything. And then after you've gained all of this knowledge and actually got the verification badge, which happens after you've completed all of that, you get to actually do a real pen test while I hold your hand and make sure you're not breaking anything. So I'm going to go through and, you do it yourself, because I think learning by actually doing something yourself is a great way to learn. And yeah, you just sort of like, you do it and I'll say, don't do that, stop, let's do it this way. Let's, you know, maybe we should do it this way. What do you think about this, etc. So yeah, the Safer Internet project is pretty cool. They're real business systems, they're real people, and it's good fun. I'm actually looking to add some merch in there later, but I haven't done that yet, but I will eventually. And yeah, there's this new thing that I'm creating at the moment, which is the Cybersecurity Christmas Challenge, the Safe Internet Project Christmas Challenge. Oh look, Bjorn's here. That's great. And yeah, basically what I'm going to be doing is creating a blue team environment for you guys to harden and protect, and basically keep safe from an evil villain. So there is a storyline to it. It's kind of fun. I won't give away too many details because I want it to be a bit more of a surprise. But that's going to be pretty cool, I think. It should be fun. So, and that one's going to be completely free. So yeah, that should be a good one. No more shout outs to different systems that you should, you know, maybe buy or not. But yeah, there's a lot of chat going on here still. And we're at 127 likes. If anyone is in here who hasn't hit that like button yet, now's your chance. Hit the like button. I'd love to see it. And yeah, Cybrary says, nice, love the narrative-based learning. Cybrary, are you the actual Cybrary? Because I used to mentor with you guys. That was kind of fun. If not, welcome whoever you are who's using the Cybrary name. Hey, look at the likes. They're going up. They're going up. Yay! Thanks very much. We're going to wrap this this video here. It's been super fun as always. If you're new to this channel, please do subscribe. Where's the subscribe button? It's over here. Smash subscribe. I'd love to see you all on the next live stream. I'm trying to do these every Sunday night, but keep in mind the 12th of the 12th. I won't be here because I will be at my wedding. So if you're looking to sort of jump on a live stream, jump on any of the other Sundays because I'll be here for those, but not that Sunday. Yeah, I've got some new videos coming out soon, which are kind of fun. I'm going to do a more in-depth video on Windows 11. I've got some kind of fun stuff to do on some CTFs, which is kind of cool. And yeah, there's going to be some other fun stuff coming that I won't tell you about because that's a secret. But when it does come out, it's going to be exciting. And yeah, I'll see you guys all there. So thanks again for watching. Thanks for coming along on this live stream. Smash the like button. Drop a tip for the mods because they've done an excellent job again, as per usual, on this video, keeping everyone in line. And yeah, thanks guys, and I'll see you all on the next one. And where my stream ending, but here it is. Okay, now we're going. Bye.